Halloween, the spookiest day of the year, is almost at hand, where we celebrate all things dark, ghoulish, and sinister. So I figured I'd spotlight a franchise that doesn't really do any of that. Instead, Royalty Witches bashes together two of Halloween's most popular costumes, witches and princesses, into one lovely little package. But before we get into it, my turn-based RPG, Sorcerous, is available right now on Steam. The game follows a team of apprentice mages on the trail of a sinister conspiracy through more than 60 quests, dozens of puzzles, and deadly battles. Follow the link in the description to watch the trailer and experience the magic. Now then, Royalty Witches is a series of young adult fantasy books. The reading level is appropriate for about 12-year-olds, give or take. At the moment, there are 2 volumes available. The series follows Kat, Emma, Kibibi and Lilith, 4 young witches with very different personalities, powers, and sensibilities, but entwined destinies, as they compete as part of a team to see who gets to rule the kingdoms in the world they inhabit. For reasons that I'll get into in just a second, exact plot details are a little bit hard to come by. However, from what I've been able to gather, Royalty Witches has sensibilities in line with the fantasy genre. It follows a team of young characters on a magical adventure, encountering other teams of likely equally young characters on the same magical adventure, and they have to compete with them. The series comes to us from writer-artist Laia Lopez. I briefly mentioned one of her other projects in my 5 obscure Western magical girl franchises video. Specifically, her book series Mystical, which is a magical girl series very similar to things like Sailor Moon, Pretty Cure, or Tokyo Mew Mew. Laia was the illustrator of Mystical. Another project of hers is Strawberry Moon, which is a fantasy slice-of-life story about mermaids that go to a human high school and battle evil underwater creatures that are trying to do evil underwater creature things, but above water. Big twist there. Laia's art is absolutely one of the big draws of any project that she's working on. It's clearly influenced by anime like Sailor Moon and Cardcaptor Sakura, but I'd also say it has a lot visually in common with European anime-style comics like Witch. Now, based on what I've seen, as a writer, Laia tends to gravitate toward things that have large ensemble casts and strong group dynamics. Royalty Witches and the projects that I just mentioned all have large ensemble casts with a big emphasis on the relationships between the characters. So, if the story sounds interesting and you've liked the art that you've seen so far, the big question is, where do you get Royalty Witches? Well, there are a few things to be aware of before you run off to place your order. First, I was only able to find the first volume available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, even though 2 exist, and there's a 3rd one in the works, confirmed recently by Laia in an interview. And the books are not in English, which is a big problem, as well as a real shame. But definitely the most convenient way to get your hands on Royal Witches is the ebook available from Barnes & Noble. Even if you don't speak the language, the illustrations alone are almost worth it. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and say so in the comments. And if you're interested in more coverage of anime, comics, or role-playing games, follow Sector 913 on YouTube or BitChute. Finally, if you enjoy the content I cover here, definitely check out Sorcerous, a dark fantasy mystery RPG available right now on Steam. Follow the link in the description to watch the trailer and experience the magic.